I spent a lot of time in Chicago, and I have a real affinity for like Chicago music, so I wanted to get the new Wilco, because that just came out.
I was on the ceiling, I could almost feel the song. Try the words in sequence.
This painting is in where they record, the Loft. I remember seeing that painting there. I actually have a band called Corporal, and we were very, very fortunate to get to go to the Loft and record a couple of songs. This is a band that I love called 11th Dream Day.
I've got no advice to share. I know nothing anyway. The truth bends on your humble ears.
They had one of my favorite albums called El Mudio that I was super into when it came out. I keep trying to find it every time I go to the store. But yeah, it looks like it's probably a new release from them. Just came out, so I'll give that a try. And then this band is a Chicago band, Superchunk.
Hello, heart, come pick me up.
I'm a huge fan of Superchunk, but the bass player is a friend of mine, Jason Narducci. He's been playing with them from time to time. It says classic album from 1999, so sounds good to me. And then I kind of resist some Jesus Lizard. Yeah, I love David. David's one of my favorite performers to see live. I saw him sing at this thing in Chicago. He wasn't with the whole band, it was just him. He did That's When I Reached for My Revolver, that Mission to Burma song. That's one of my favorite live performances I've ever seen. They also have one of my favorite rock and roll t-shirts. It says the Jesus Lizard, and then there's a picture of a rocking chair, and then on the back it says rock. And it's pretty funny. And then this just looked fucking cool as hell. I'm a huge Jerry Garcia fan.
Every night you hear a cool, a Russian lullaby.
Someone invited me to go to the Grateful Dead shows that they had this summer, July 4th at Soldier Field in Chicago. They said, I got you a front row, you can go sit in the front row. And I was like, no offense to Trey Anastasio, but he's not Jerry Garcia. But the interesting thing about this album is he made it the year I was born. So I thought that was a good omen, 1974. It says, featuring songs by Chuck, Smokey, and the Stones. Like there is, I'm assuming that's Chuck Berry, Smokey Robinson, and the Rolling Stones. It makes it sound like they're his next door neighbors or something. It's just such a cool cover. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I got an advanced copy of this on CD, but I love it so much I wanted to get it on vinyl. This is the new Yo La Tengo album. Stuff like that there.
Monday you can fall apart. Tuesday, Wednesday break my heart. Thursday doesn't even start. It's Friday, I'm in love.
I had the pleasure of interviewing these guys for Magnet magazine, but I'm a little pissed off because there's some, the Magnet, they didn't do any fact checking. I was talking to the band, I was interviewing them, and I said, oh, this album cover reminds me of an old Horace Silver album cover. You know, Horace Silver, the great jazz piano player. Georgia was like, yeah, I had that because she does the designs. And she's like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. And then I read the interview in the magazine, and it has me saying, so your album cover is reminiscent of the great Boris Silver album cover. Boris Silver. So anyway, as much as I love rock and roll, I think I love jazz even more. These are two of my favorites. Sonny Rollins, I love this album cover. But I love this song, East Broadway Rundown. I have this on CD, but I don't have it on vinyl. If you've never heard this song, East Broadway Rundown, it really kind of sums up a lot of things for me, anyway, at least about the anxiety of life. But it's also, it's discordant, but it's not overly like experimental. Like, it's not just a wall of noise. That's what I like about Sonny's playing, is he takes a lot of risk, but he's also very disciplined. But anyway, I just think this is an extraordinary album. So this is my all-time favorite artist of any art form ever, period, is this guy, Thelonious Monk. There's nothing I enjoy more than just hearing him sit at a piano by himself and play these songs. Not only his own compositions, but the way he plays standards. I've actually never had this album, Thelonious Alone in San Francisco, so I figured today was the day to get it. But yeah, that's what I selected with my little shopping spree here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Amoeba.